and welcome to the Tiny Human Knits podcast, my podcast about knitting, sewing, crochet, cross-stitch, and all manner of crafty goodness. My name is Laura, and I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where I will be living for about maybe a month longer, and then I'm moving again. More information about that at the end of the podcast. You can find me online as Tiny Human Knits pretty much everywhere on Instagram, Ravelry, and YouTube, obviously, and my Etsy shop is of the same name. I have a Ravelry group for the podcast. It is just Tiny Human Knits Podcast if you search in the groups tab, or I will leave a link down below. I would say that you can find links for everything down below, but I have been incredibly bad for doing show notes. So what I will be doing is just doing links where you can find me down below, and then if I have time or the inclination to do show notes, I will add them. But if there's nothing and you have a question about where a yarn came from or a pattern, anything like that, just let me know and I'll just give you a link for that because it might be easier. But yeah, that way it saves me up some time and I don't have to worry about searching for links for everything. And then, yeah, I think that's just easier for me. It's been a while since I've done a podcast again because I'm kind of just, I've either been busy, or not in the mood, or I have been sick with a cold for the past week or so, so that's kind of put me back as well. But I have been very, very busy, so I'm trying to get everything just sorted. This podcast probably won't be very great. I'm kind of in a weird mood today as well, but I'm trying to get one out because I hate going for so long because then it becomes sort of the longer I wait in between podcasts, it almost seems like a chore, which it shouldn't be because I enjoy doing it, but it's just one of those brain things that makes it seem like you're using up a lot of time. Plus, I'm doing a shop update tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for a lot of my self-striping, and I wanted to show you guys what they look like if you don't follow me on Instagram so that you can get a peek and see what it is. And I have a lot of stuff just piling up. So now, or whatever. I'm not going to do much editing in this podcast either, so it's going to be a little bit, Anywho's, administrative-wise, the Not Rhinebeck Cal has ended, and I didn't know how long it would be before I did another podcast, so I have already drawn both the winners from that, and I've contacted them, and I've already sent out their parcels, which is pretty quick for me. I'm usually pretty lazy when it comes to sending out prize winners, but I wanted to get it out of the house. As I said, I am moving soon, so I'm sort of starting to pack. So I think I'm just trying to get things out of the house as fast as possible. But those winners have been drawn, the prize is sent, so that is all good. There is another cal still running, and that is the Make from Stash Along. And that has, the finished object thread has well over 1,000 finished projects, which is amazing as usual. I have been really lax with this because I have been knitting a lot of new yarns that I bought this year, but hopefully next year I'll do better. But that is still running. You can still add your finished objects to the finished objects thread. There's still a chatter thread where you can chat about things. And I will be organizing the finished, the big prize. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do one big prize at the end or a couple. I think I might want to do a few, just a few smaller prizes because there are so many finished objects in that thread. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll organize that in December. I probably won't be drawing prizes until January because I will be on the other side of the country in December for most of the time. So I won't really have all my stuff around so that I can organize it. But again, more about that at the end. My last bit of administration though is I did have in my, I believe it was episode 32, I had a giveaway prize to give away for my 2,000 subscriber YouTube thing. And I have never received any contact from the person I drew, so I redrew, and I will show you the prize again. So it was 3 superwash sport weight skeins of yarn, and this was sort of the leftovers from when I dyed my rose cardigan kit. Sort of. So I've got 1 skein of wild lettuce, 1 skein of shrimp cocktail, and 1 skein of all-inclusive, and this was to be a prize pack together. Goodness gracious. So I just went back into that thread of comments and I picked a new winner, and that winner is, let me see, I wrote it down. Dixie Girl 9876. So if you can contact me on Ravelry or Instagram, that would be great. If you can email me through YouTube as well, that's fine. Just contact me, give me your mailing address, and I will send that out to the post yeah, as soon as possible. And literally as soon as possible because I'm packing and I don't want to bring it with me. So if you can do that right away, that would be amazing. And thank you so much for entering. And I think that's all administrative. I'm kind of discombobulated today, so I will try to get this as clear as possible. And I will be knitting throughout this entire podcast, I think, because I am almost done this project I am working on, and I really, really, really want to get it done today. And I know I will, but kind of want to get it done as fast as possible. Anyway, I will start off with what I'm wearing, and I am wearing my finished Zweig. I finished this earlier in the year. It is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. I originally knitted out of my own yarn in the Wild Lettuce colorway, and then I also had a Woolberry Fiber Co. in She Sells Seashells, I think was the contrast color. So for the lace yoke, it was a Woolberry Fiber Co. So I finished this a while ago, and I hadn't worn it very often, and I was kind of disappointed in how little I was actually wearing it. And I realized it's because I didn't like the contrast, because a little bit of the color from my Wild Lettuce had gotten into the yoke, which looked like it still matched, but I think it was just a bit too contrasty. So what I did the other day is I soaked it, and then I overdyed it, all completely one big overdye, and I love it. I love the subtlety of the color difference, and I feel like I'm going to be wearing it a lot more often now that it is this shade instead of the stark contrast. So I'm really happy with it. I kind of thought as soon as I had dyed it, I thought I had sort of like ruined it and like, well, it'll go to someone I know, someone else will wear it. And then I ended up like wearing it all day. And I think I wore it the next day too. So it obviously showed that I really liked the color that it was afterwards. So I'm really happy with it. And I'm thinking I'll probably be making another one of these sweaters because it is such a gorgeous sweater. I'll probably want to make it in a more neutral color. I'm not sure what color that is yet. Maybe it'll be something I dye next year. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm really excited to make another one because I remember this lace being so much fun. And the color work underneath the lace actually taught me how to hold both strands of yarn in one hand when doing color work. So that was kind of fun. But that is what I'm wearing. I also have 3 finished objects today, and I'm pretty excited about that because I know I haven't had any finished objects for the last little while because I have been so busy. But after my last shop update, I took probably 4 or 5 days off for just enjoyment knitting. I wanted to knit a few things, and I didn't want to have to worry about work, so because I don't know about any of you who are maybe self-employed. I am the worst boss ever. I have a tendency to work all day, every day until I'm finished, which I'm going to have to do at the end of this month because I don't really have a lot of time, but I don't have a tendency to take a lot of time off, but that's just who I am fundamentally, I think. But my first finished object are the pair of mittens I was working on last time. And those are the Grove mittens. I have now knit this pattern 4 times. And I've always knit it in Barocco Ultra Alpaca because I know that yarn, now especially, I know that yarn is the perfect sort of gauge that I need for this, and I don't have to do another swatch with another yarn. And also, I love the 50-50 wool alpaca blend for like sort of squishiness, and it's got that beautiful halo on it, and I absolutely adore this pattern. It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern. It's by Jared Flood, and it has my favorite things, which is essentially twisted rib and a little bit, it's kind of got lace details in here, but you end up closing up the eyelets, so it's very subtle. But I love this color. It doesn't match anything I wear in winter. I should really post a picture of what my winter coat looks like. It is it's a vintage jacket that the lining is completely coming out of because it's so old, but it's rainbow plaid. So I'm never worried about matching particularly. So, but this is my first pair of mittens that I've ever made for myself. I have made many, many, many pairs of mittens in the past, but this is the first for me. So I finally have mittens, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna be trying to make myself more pairs of mittens for like different stages of winter because I want I want to make myself fingerless mitts to wear when it's like cool but not cold, because here right now it's been going up and down, up and down, up and down, snowing, freezing, raining, and then it's like 10 degrees like it's supposed to be today or some garbage. Anyway, so I want to make another, this is sort of like a midway, and I want to make another one of pure wool that's lined with this skein of yarn that I got from my cousin last year for Christmas. That is just like the softest thing ever. I lost the tag, so I can't remember what the composition is, but it's amazing. So I want to make some lined mittens for when it's really cold out. But yes, I finished these very quickly. This is a very quick pattern. It took me less than a full 24 hours. It's one of those patterns that's every row is patterned. So I have a tendency to like work through one repeat really quickly and then, oh, it's just another repeat, just another repeat. And then for me, I use a smaller needle, I believe, than is called for in the pattern. So I always have to do another repeat of the chart before I start doing the decreases, because otherwise it would be really short mittens. Also, if you do end up making these, and I absolutely recommend it because they're amazing, the tops are closed off with a 3 needle bind off. You turn it inside out and you do a 3 needle bind off. If you're irritated by a sort of seam, like if your fingers are just one of those things that it just bothers you, I wouldn't recommend these because unless you can do a neat Kitchener, or if you have another bind off that you could do, that might work. But it does have quite a few stitches that you do in a 3 needle bind off. Once you wash it, it does sort of go away a little bit, but like I can feel that there's a ledge or a seam. It doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, that's my first finished object. And as I said, Barocco Ultra Alpaca, which I love. I want to make another pair of these for a Christmas gift, so I need to go buy myself some more Barocco Ultra Alpaca. Even though I could use literally any other worsted weight yarn, I really enjoy the colorways of these and just how nice they are. Okay, my second finished object, where did I put it? Oh, over here. My second finished object is a gift for a cousin of mine who's due to have a baby literally any day now. She's due on the 5th of December, but you know, that could mean like any day. So I wanted to make her a couple more things. I got her a little basket that I'm going to be putting some gifts in that I already have. It's supposed to be, I'm going to be sending out with my roommate to drop off to her when she's already going to have had the baby, but that's okay. But the first thing, I made the beloved hat. This is a Tin Can Knits pattern, and I think it is super cute. It's actually, I didn't read through the pattern before I made it, and I didn't realize that you knit it like kind of sideways. You cast on at the end of one of the I cords, and then you sort of knit until it's like the full size, and then you do the decreases, which is really cool. It made for like a couple hours knitting. I think I knit most of this when I was sitting at a Starbucks, which was awesome. I can't remember what needle size. I think I just used the recommended needle size, but I used 2 strands of my own yarn held together. So I used 1 strand of it was sort of like a test skein that I only had 1 of, so I didn't want to sell it, so I just used it for this project. And then I also used a strand, oh nope, this one is just 2 strands of that color. So this was a test color that I just used a strand from the inside of the cake and 1 from the outside, so it's double. And it's just increases and garter row, and it's got the sort of I cord edge on the side, so it's really neat. And it is adorable. I think I did the smallest size because her baby is going to be due in December, so it's going to be a winter baby, like a newborn. So I think I just did the small size just so you could wear it this year. I think. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I did. But yeah, it's super cute, and I can't wait to see pictures of the baby wearing this hat because I know my cousin's going to put it on there at least once. At least once. But to go with that, I also found a pattern for a little baby sweater. And this one, I used one strand of what was left over of the test skein with one strand of plain and simple. And it's called on Ravelry the Wrap Over Jacket. And it's super cute. So it's like a double folded jacket. It's garter everywhere except the sleeve, so it's super squishy and adorable. And it's got, the bottom hem is doubled over, so you knit some stockinette, do one purl row, and then I just cast off, I think I did a normal bind off and then I sewed it together on the wrong side. I could have done where you pick up a stitch when you're binding off, but it would have been too fiddly because with the garter stitch there, I didn't want to miss where my stitches were, so I just bound off as normal and then I sewed it down and it turned out really well. I also just closed off the sides just so nothing could get stuck in there, I guess. Babies are weird. They get things stuck in weird places. I also completely ran out of the test skein, so I just did the second half of the sleeves in 2 strands of the plain and simple held together. And yeah, it's supposed to have an I-cord tie on it, and I keep meaning to make one, but I don't really want to. I should add a button or something, but I really don't want to. I don't know. I might just send it to her like this. Be like, hey, just wrap up your baby in it. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a baby. It'll just be something nice to wear. But it's so squishy because it's double stranded and then garter, so it's like super squishy. I just think it'll be nice. And they don't know the gender yet because they're keeping it a surprise. I will straight up just say I hope it's a girl because my family is full of boys for some reason. I've got 3 nephews and no nieces and probably will never have nieces, so I just want my cousins to have baby girls. But yeah, those are going to be going out to her along with some other things that I've purchased because for some reason I want to spoil the crap out of this baby and I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm really excited for it. But those are my finished objects. They're all little, but that's okay. I have one nearly finished object though, so I can move smoothly on to works in progress. The thing I am knitting on currently and fervently is my no frills sweater, and I am still as in love with it as I was when I started it. This has been one of the most enjoyable projects I have worked on all year. I'm sure everyone has seen it, almost everyone has made it. It is the No Frills by Petite Knit, and it is beautiful. I am currently knitting it out of some non-superwash fingering weight yarn of my own. I am doing it in the Lulu colorway. And then as my mohair, I'm just using a Knit Picks mohair in the Oat colorway. Oh, what is this called? Knit Picks. I want to say a loft, but I'm not entirely sure that's right. Anyway, it's their mohair. I don't know, but right now I know Knit Picks is having a huge Christmas or like pre-Christmas sale type thing. So it might actually be on sale. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to mohair, because I know it can be incredibly expensive, this stuff is pretty great. It's really soft and the yardage is treating me well. I am like a few yards away from finishing my second ball of the non-superwash yarn, so I'm gonna have to use literally like maybe 5 grams out of this ball, but I have plans for the rest of it, so it's all right. But I am so close to finishing. I am on the second sleeve. Here it is in all its glory. This is one sleeve done. And I am just past the decreases on the second sleeve. I am so close to finishing. I need to do 20 rows of straight stockinette before I start the cuff, and then I'm done. I just need to sew in the ends and soak it. I will be done this later today, and I'm so excited because I've been working on this for quite a while. It also has my ginger snap charm on it, which is super cute. I think it matches perfectly. But I am so close to being done this. I'm so excited because I have enjoyed this so much, and I'm so excited to wear it, especially over Christmas because it's super cute, and I bought a bunch of like high-waisted skirts to wear crop tops with. So this is awesome. And as I said in my last podcast, if you saw, I always do my 1x1 ribbing on the wrong side to make it neater. And I have done that for the bottom and for my sleeve cuff. So all you do is just turn in with the German short row, and then I just knit my 1x1 ribbing inside out because it is neater than my right side 1x1 ribbing. I explained this in my last podcast poorly, but I think a lot of people got the idea. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, then you can check that out. But yeah, I'm almost done, and I'm so excited. So as I said, it's the no frills pattern, and I love it, and I recommend it, and you can find some cheaper alternatives for mohair, or like cheaper options. I bought some more mohair, which I will show later. That is, I think, the drops. Is it drops? Sadness Garn. It's Sadness Garn. And then the drops has some mohair, and Knit Picks has mohair, and they're a lot cheaper. I have used, as I said, almost 2 full skeins of my fingering weight, and I'll need to break in just a little bit more of the third. And then I'm on my, I want to say my 4th. I think this is my 4th ball, and I won't finish using this. So you only need like 4 50-gram, and that's what's nice is Knit Picks comes in 50 grams and not 25, so it's like even more affordable. But yeah, I've only needed 4 of these. So that is my first work in progress. My second work in progress is kind of from the archives because I've wanted to unravel this actually for a while, but it's just been sitting in a bag, and I'm trying to pack up a lot of projects to go with me when I go to the East Coast this Christmas. And so I'm trying to clear out some bags. And I thought I was going to unravel this, but then I got sort of a brainwave. And this is the Anushka sweater. This is a colorwork fingering weight sweater that I've been working on for, a million years because I started this sweater before my husband and I split up, and it's just been one of those things that's kind of associated with before, and I haven't really wanted to work on it, so it's just kind of awkwardly sitting in a bag, abandoned. I did try to pick it up for a while, but then I just knew it wasn't going to fit me properly as well. That's another reason I stopped working on it. But anyway, this is the Anushka sweater. It is a top-down colorwork raglan, gorgeous sweater, and it's lovely. Like, I finished the body. I'm on the sleeves. But I know it's not going to fit me because it's a bit too narrow in the shoulders, and I just didn't care to work on it to even give it to somebody else. But then I had an idea where I was looking at this because I was thinking of just chucking it at this point because it's it's Knit Picks palette yarn, so it's not expensive by any stretch of the imagination. So it's not like the yarn is like dear to me or precious. So I just wasn't into it. But I thought, because my cousin who I'm living with has a younger sister who I know is also my cousin. I have so many cousins. I've got like 120 first cousins or something crazy like that. So another one of my cousins, there's always going to be one of them around, she has a young daughter. I can't remember how old because I don't know her very well, but she's got a young daughter, and I was thinking that this would make an amazing dress / tunic for a young girl because it's quite narrow. It's got the nice like sort of tucked in ribbing at the bottom, and it's just, I could end the sleeves right here. I could do a little bit of ribbing and then call it a day, and then just cast on the next sleeve, block it, send it on, and I think it would be super cute as a Christmas dress for a young girl. So that's what I'm going to do, because that means that I don't have to knit the sleeves full length. I can just knit in the circles for a while, because I haven't done even too many decreases on this. So what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of ribbing, and then cast off, pick up the sleeves for the other, or pick up the stitches for the other sleeve, do the same thing, and then call it a day, because then I get to see someone wear it that's going to look super cute, but I don't have to worry about it not fitting me, and I can just pretend it was for her the whole time. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I want to finish this as soon as possible because my cousin's going home for Christmas, so she can bring it with her. But yeah, no, I really like this pattern and I really want it to work, but I should have done a bigger size in the shoulder area. Everywhere else is fine, but the shoulders is too tight. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's a solution to my problem. Yeah. So that's the plan for that, and I'm hoping to finish that. In a perfect world, I'd finish it today, but I don't know if that's going to work. We'll have to see. But yeah, that'll be today's issue after I finish the no frills, which I'm going to do super fast. But the last work in progress I'm going to show, because oh no, I've got two more. But I think I forgot to bring the other one in, but it's just a cuff of a mitten, it's fine, it's nothing to write home about. So the last one I'm going to show you is a pair of socks that is barely a pair of socks. I cast this on the other day because oh, there are my headphones. I cast this on the other day because I wanted to figure out what this skein looked like. I dyed myself self-striping yarn. It's a 12 striper that's going to look like scrappy socks because I'm too lazy to do scrappy socks and sew in all those ends. So I dyed myself like a scrappy sock yarn. And this is what it looks like. It's 12 stripes, all different. 3 of them are speckled, 4 of them are solid. 4. That's counting. 3 of them are speckled, 9 of them are solid. Ugh, sorry guys. So I've got that. I love it. It's super beautiful. I might, if anyone's interested in something like this, I can do some for an update at the end of November. Beginning of December time, because I think they're super cute and it would make, I don't know, I just feel like it'd be good Christmas knitting because then you wouldn't have to all the ends. I'm holding that. All the projects I've been knitting on have been in my own bags, but this one's new. I bought this fabric at the Fiber Shindig in Calgary because my cousin loves gnomes, and apparently I do too, fabric-wise anyway. But I made her a big size project bag because she usually crochets, so it takes up a little bit more room. And I made myself a little sock sack with the leftovers. It's got mushrooms on the inside. That's another thing I have plenty of is sock sacks. I've got like 50 different kinds in the shop right now and all different fabrics. So if you like a sock size project bag, those are there. Anyway, I'm distracting myself. So I'm doing a contrast heel, toe, and cuff in just my That's Just Great colorway. Because I didn't want any other color mixing, which it wouldn't make a difference. But I wanted just a basic colorway for the cuff. And I've literally just, it's a mustache. It's nothing. I'm doing cuff down though, so that's unusual. I've decided that I need to knit myself more socks with a heel flap and gusset in them because I know they fit so much better. And I need to get over my laziness about it because that's what it is. I do toe up because it's so much easier for me. But yeah, I don't like casting on for cuff down. I find it irritating. But I need to get over it because I really like heel flap and gusset socks. I've never knit any for myself, but I have knit for other people. So I know how nicely they fit. So technically, I made myself one heel flap and gusset sock, and that was Hermione's everyday, but it didn't fit me properly. The yarn kept stretching out as soon as I would wear it, and it would just sort of flop around. So, but I need to make myself some more. So that's the start of one. I'm sorry if I sound phlegmy. I'm still getting over my cold, and every time I start talking, it's just mucus. Sexy. So that's the start of that. I really want to work on this some more while I have time. So hopefully that'll be something that's worked on. But yeah, if you like the idea of this, let me know because I would love to dye some more. And those are my works in progress right now. I am packing projects for my trip to the East Coast this Christmas, and I have so many set aside. I've probably got at least a dozen projects because just in case. So I've got a lot of projects in project bags ready to go in a bin that I'm taking with me. That's fun. But I can kind of move into acquisitions. I have a few. I went to the yarn store in Kensington here in Calgary. It's called, what is it called? I can't remember. That's nice of me. Wow, way to plug. Anyway, sorry. A yarn store in Kensington here in Calgary. And I discovered that they had the whole selection of Jamieson and Smith yarns. They have all of the colorways, and it is amazing. So I can't apparently resist around Jamieson and Smith yarn because it's gorgeous, and I want to do more color work. I posted about this on my Instagram stories, but I want to do a Marie Wallen knit along next year. Probably starting in the beginning of the year and then going for maybe 6 months, because I have so many of her patterns that I really want to make because they're absolutely stunning, and I want to make more intricate color work garments. So that's an idea that I had. But I went there and I got more of the shade 202. Bought some of this in at Knit City in Vancouver with a sort of caramelly or burnt orange color because I wanted to make the lapwing sweater by Marie Wallen. But I realized I didn't even buy enough, so I just picked up more of the 202 so I could have enough of the contrast color. So I should have enough of that now, hopefully, maybe, crossing fingers. But then at the same time, I also got myself some, this is a nice shade, FC12 mix, which is a heathered green. It's got orange, yellows and oranges and blues and stuff in there. And then as a contrast, I just got shade 2006. I don't know what I'm going to make out of these. Probably a pair of mittens one day, because there's 50 grams of each, so that's plenty to make a pair of mittens. So that's one option. And then I went back another time, 2 skeins of the Silk Mohair by Sadness Garn. And these are, I think, 100 gram skeins. Nope, 50. Maybe? Question mark? Did I even get enough? I'll figure it out later. But I ended up getting 2 of those because I was thinking of making another no frills sweater or something like it because I really like it. But then when I got home, I realized that 2 wouldn't be enough anyway. So I went back another day because they sold some of the jacquard dyes and I had run out of a few, so I just needed little bottles of them. So I got another 1 skein of that. Pardon me. But then, you can't just go buy 1. So I got myself some more Jamieson & Smith because it's so pretty. And I bought these with no intention of anything in particular. But I got two balls of the FC 55 mix, which is like a burgundy. It's got blues and yellows and lovely colors in there. And then at the same time, I picked up shade 3 mix, which is a very soft, like mauvey pink. And then I also picked up 203, which is a gray. And then when I got home, I was trying to pick patterns to bring with me, projects and stuff to pack for my trip. And I realized that this, and hopefully it's enough, this would be perfect for the cardamom coffee hat. And that is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. I just have a black and white photo, but this hat here. And I'm thinking it should be enough because I have 2 skeins of the sort of burgundy color, so that will end up being my main color. So I realized that it wasn't just like nonsensical purchasing. It's actually something I could make and it would look absolutely gorgeous because I would like more hats. I have 4 hats that I've made in the past, and it's one of those things that's very changeable for how you're feeling, the mood, the weather, and I just like having different hats to wear. So that was something that was really exciting to me. I'm pretty sure I have more acquisitions, but I can't remember because it has been so long. But the last one that I know for sure that I have is another bag by Blueberry Field. And she is a maker on Etsy, and she sells the most amazing bags. This one that's holding my cardamom coffee hat is one from her that I got in a swap that we did earlier this year, and I love it. So I got myself another slightly smaller drawstring bag, and it is so cute. It's wintry and Christmassy without being overly Christmassy, and I really like it, and I'm bringing it with me. It's currently holding a project, another hat project actually. This is the tied knots. This is another project I'm planning on making. It's the tied knots hat, and it's so funny because I saw this on the Vollenweiden podcast with Kristen, and I saw hers and thought, that is amazing, it's so beautiful, I need one for myself. And so I went to Ravelry and realized that it was already in my library, and then I remember that I had made it a few years ago with yarn that was totally improper for it, but I had already made it. But I'm going to be making it again in a colorway and yarn that's more appropriate. It's on my new DK base yarns, 100% DK, and I'm doing it in the Deep Sea Diver colorway. And I love it. So that's just what's in there. I've got so many project bags with stuff. My next podcast will probably be my last podcast of this month, so I might go through all the projects I'm bringing with me, and yeah, that'll be fun. So those are my acquisitions that I can remember. I know I ordered a sock blank from Ninja Chickens from her, like what was left over from her Not Rhinebeck update. I got that sent to High Level though, because I didn't want it sent here because I hate having the mail checked here because I can't check the mail myself. And I just didn't want to have to ask someone else to check the mail for me. So I just got it sent home. I also got a bag from, oh goodness gracious, I can't remember. I got a bag sent there as well, but I can't remember. But yeah, those are that. I might go through the self-striping yarns that will be going into my update this Friday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, now that we've gone past our daylight savings. So I have, I believe 2 of the colorways have been in the shop before, and that is Cherry Mousse, and then I also have a few skeins of Muse going in as well. So those are the same ones as I had my last update, but they're some of my favorites. So, but I have a couple new colors going into the shop. I have got, this is, pardon me, Frosted Grass. And this one is very subtle, so you might not, if you knit it up, the stripes won't be like a stark contrast. So just keep that in mind if you want something with stark contrast. This is not it, but it is very wintry and I like it a lot. This one here is called Frostbite. This one is called Grateful, and I like this one a lot. This one has a lot of contrast. It's very Thanksgiving-y. And it's funny because I purely made this because I wanted to try and see if I could make a color that had sort of, it's all the colors have the same color shade of yellow in them. So this color here is in all of the colors, so I just wanted to see what a difference that would make. And then I also have, what do I have? I've got 2 skeins of this absolutely ridiculous pardon me, right, this is called Glow Stick. And then in the same vein as this one, I have got Scratch Art. And this is a 12 striper. All the other ones here have been, oh no, that's not true. Glow Stick is a 6 striper. It's got thick stripes. The rest are 4 stripes. This one here is a 12 striper, so it's 6 stripes of black, and in between is bright neon shades. There is one section that is a black with a very near black in between another black, so it's a bigger section of a darker color. And this is based off of the childhood, I don't know if anyone else, I'm sure other people have done this, but you use wax crayons and you color just patches of really bright colors, and then you cover the whole thing with black, and then you take a sharp pointed, like say a paper clip that's been unbent, and you can draw pictures in it, and just the colorful shade underneath will show up, so your picture will look like it's neon. So that's kind of what this is based off of, which I think is super cute. And then I have, this one is another one that I'm really fond of. This is called Vintage. And this is 6 colors, but 12 stripes. So what it is, it's 6 colors, and then it'll go from like colors 1 through 6, and then it changes direction. So you have 1 color repeat is 12 stripes, but it's just they reverse in direction. So it'll look the same no matter if you do it toe up or, well, it'll be slightly, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to think about that too hard, but I really like the color combination in this one a lot. But last but not least, and this is actually my favorite, I also have one of these. This was a one-off. It's unnamed. I'm not going to name it. But anyway, my favorite, absolutely, that maybe that I've ever dyed. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll have to see what it looks like when it knits up. But this is Almond Roca, and I love it so much. I love it so much. I can't wait to make a pair of socks out of this. But I only have a few of these because it's one of the last one I dye. I have a very nonsensical way of dyeing yarn. I kind of just dye whatever I feel like. But I've got a basket full of self-striping here that I need to wrap up and label. So this is all of them. Ta-da! But I need to label those. But there'll be about, it's not a huge self-striping update. I wish I could have done more, but I did order yarn for an update at the end of November / beginning of December, depending on how long it takes. That will be almost purely self-striping. I ordered 100 skeins of fingering weight, and then I also ordered 50 skeins of a sport weight that I will be doing self-striping on. So if you want slightly thicker winter socks in a self-striping, sport weight will be there. And then, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I will be having a lot of these colors, probably most of these colors in both weights. And then I'll be having some of my older colorways, and I will probably have new ones because I always seem to make new self-striping colorways. But that is what my shop update is going to be. Currently in the shop, I have, as I said before, a ton of sock sacks, and then I also have a lot of my DK weight yarn left over. So if you want some of that, you can pop on by. I also, this update tomorrow will be including mini skeins. So I ordered, I did 10 gram mini skeins instead of 20 because I'll be doing bigger packs for all the blankets that people do in the wintertime. But I'm trying to decide if I'm going to be splitting them up into smaller packs or if I want to sell a 25 pack mini skein set, which I'm kind of leaning towards because I like the idea of it. And I wound all of these up yesterday, which was surprisingly easy. But I've got a nice bouquet of mini skeins. 10 gram mini skeins are so cute. But it's got a lot of my repeatable colorways, but it also has quite a few non-repeatables, ones that I didn't write down or are brand new. And I love them. Oh gosh, I'm so stuffy. But yeah, these will be in the shop as well, so you can find them there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've been working pretty hard for this. As I said, I'm a terrible boss, so I have a tendency to just keep working. Although I have had to take it a little bit easy because I haven't been that well. This cold is so just, like, it's not even that much coughing or sneezing or anything like that. It's just feeling gross. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about yarny and knitty wise. Do a little bit of an update on what's going on exactly. So, as I have alluded to, I am going to the East Coast for Christmas. I'm leaving on the 8th of December, and we are driving there. I am going with my boyfriend to meet his family, which I'm super nervous about. I'm also just nervous about driving across the country. It's going to be about a week of driving, which is a lot of knitting time, so that's nice. But, yeah. We've been seeing each other for a while, and, yeah, I hope it's going to be fun. I've never been to the East Coast. I've never been east of Alberta. I've flown, but it's not quite the same thing, so I get to see all the provinces that I haven't seen before. And as I said, it's a lot of knitting time, so that's why I'm packing quite so many projects, because I might actually get a few of them done. But yeah, we're going for all of December, and then we're coming back in January after my birthday, so yeah. And then we're packing up my stuff, and I am moving back up north with him. So that's why I'm moving again, which was kind of the whole idea even before I moved here. But I needed to come here just to because it's part of my own stupid thought process, because I didn't want to seem like it was going from one person to another. Like, I can be by myself, I can take care of myself and all of that, which is kind of stupid, but it's just like for my own personal well-being and all of that, I needed to do it. But pardon me. But yeah, I'll be moving back up north. Hopefully I can keep up my productivity. That's kind of the one thing I'm really sad about leaving here, is because this place is such an open space, so it's really easy to get things done, but I will figure it out. But it's going to be a very busy next few weeks. I have got so much to do, and then I also have to pack up all my stuff and yeah, get ready, so that's that. But yeah, I think next time I'll go through all the projects I have, because some of them are really good. I'm really excited about it. But that's the plan. But yeah, we're going to New Brunswick, so I will be there for a while. People tell me it's really gorgeous. I've never been, so I'm really excited and hella nervous. But anyway, that's something else entirely. So my cousin and I put up our Christmas decorations yesterday. It is the 15th of November, if anyone's wondering. We did it yesterday because we're both going to be gone for Christmas, so we want to sort of enjoy the Christmas decorations while we're here. It's nice. It's very nice. But anyway, I'm taking today off of work because, well, except for labeling, I need to do that, but that won't take too much time. I'm taking today off, so I'm going to do some knitting. I'm going to edit this, and then I might go for coffee. And yeah. Anyway, I hope y'all are well. So I'm gonna go. So I hope you are good and you have a good day. So I will see you next time. Bye.